Imagine this. You're standing at the edge of a vast, ancient forest. The air hums with the sound of rustling leaves, birdsong, and your own breath. But instead of stepping into that stillness, you pull out your phone and start scrolling. You numbly feed a hunger that never quiets. Sound familiar, right? We've become a generation of spiritual nomads, wandering further from ourselves with every click, like, and notification. But what if I told you that your soul is not lost? It's buried under layers of digital static. That beneath the noise, your inner light is still burning, waiting for you to fan its flames. Today, we're not just talking about screen time. We're diving into the sacred act of reclaiming your attention, the most precious currency of your soul. Let's start with the uncomfortable truth. Your phone is not a tool. It's a portal, one that's been hijacked. Every ping, every scroll, and every autoplay video is a tiny spark feeding a wildfire in your mind. Scientists call this continuous partial attention. I call it spiritual erosion. Think of your focus as a beam of light. When fractured into 1,000 directions, it becomes a dim flicker. You might feel busy, but your soul feels starved. Ancient mystics fasted for clarity. Today, we feast on distraction. The result is a soul malnourished by pixels. Unplugging isn't about deleting apps or buying a flip phone. It's a pilgrimage back to your senses. Let's talk about your hands. Did you know your fingertips contain more nerve endings than almost any part of your body? They were designed to feel the bark of a tree, the warmth of a loved one's skin, and the texture of soil. But when was the last time you used them for anything but typing? Reclaiming your soul starts here. Bake bread and feel the dough resist, then yield under your palms. Or maybe write a letter, not an email, and notice how the pen glides, how the paper smells. You can also plant a seed and track its growth day by day, without time-lapse filters. These aren't chores, but they're rituals, acts of rebellion against a world that wants you know. I'll never forget the man who told me he rediscovered grief during a digital detox. For years, he muted his pain with podcasts and YouTube. When he finally sat in silence, he wept for hours. He said that it was like meeting myself for the first time. That's the power of unplugging. It doesn't just quiet the noise, it amplifies the whispers of your soul. Here's what no one tells you. Every time you reach for your phone, you're not just killing time, you're severing a thread to the divine. In nearly every spiritual tradition, emptiness is sacred. The Buddhists call it sunyata. The Quakers worship in silence. Even the Bible says, be still and know. But stillness terrifies us, so we fill it with TikTok dances and Netflix binges. Why? Because in the quiet, we meet our shadows, our regrets, our loneliness, and our unmet potential. But here's the secret. That shadow is your teacher. It holds the blueprint of your healing. I once spent 3 days alone in a cabin with no Wi-Fi. By the second day, I was pacing, itching for distraction. By the third, I began to hear my own thoughts, not as enemies, but as old friends. I wrote poetry and noticed how the light changed on the walls. I remembered that I was alive. Screens don't just steal your time. They rob you of your precious moments, those quiet instants where grace slips in. Let's talk about boredom, the most misunderstood spiritual practice. We treat it like a disease, something to cure with podcasts or playlists. But boredom is the womb of creativity. It's the space where your soul stretches its limbs. When you unplug, you'll face it. You'll sit on your porch, twitching for your phone, and think, what now? That's the moment of self-discovery. That's when the magic happens. A friend of mine, a painter, told me her best work comes after hours of staring at a blank canvas. She said, the boredom becomes a prayer. So lean into it and stare at the sky until the clouds morph into stories. Doodle without posting it. Hum a tune only you can hear. This is how you rewild your spirit. Now, how do you sustain this? Not with rigid rules, but with rituals. Rituals are the heartbeat of a soulful life. Start with your mornings. For the next week, give yourself 10 sacred minutes before touching your phone. Sit by a window and watch the light. Sip your tea like it's communion wine and try to whisper one intention. Today, I choose to see. Stand outside as day becomes night. Let the colors seep into you and ask yourself, what have I missed today in my rush to capture it? And finally, create a soul altar, a corner of your home where screens are forbidden. Place there a candle, a stone from a meaningful walk, and a photo of someone you love. When the digital world feels heavy, sit there, light the candle, and remember that you are not a machine. You are a living prayer. This journey isn't about perfection. It's about permission to be messy, to relapse, and to start again. I still check my phone too much, but now I catch myself, then I ask, is this nourishing my light or dimming it? Sometimes I walk away, and sometimes I don't. But every time I choose presence, I feel my soul exhale. Your phone will still be there, but your child's laughter, rain smells, and those moments will be gone forever. So, listen to the quiet voice inside you that says, this is why you're here, and live your life in the present. Don't let your soul become a museum of screenshots. Go outside and touch the earth. And when you come back, tell me, what did your light show you? The world will keep buzzing, but you choose where your light lands. If this video adds value to your life, then hit the like button and share your unplugged stories in the comment box below. Send this video to someone who needs to hear this. And if you're ready to go deeper, join me in this journey of discovering the light within.